Good morning, everyone. How are we today? So why you have to say not too bad? Why you never say good? Anyways, one person answer. How are we today?
Great.
Great. It's a beautiful day. Now I want to start with an apology. I have been under the assumption that the session started at 9. So when you came on time, I thought you were late. So and last week, however, it worked for me because I had another event in so we started at 10. So we are on the same page, 9:45. But from some of you, you must still try for 9. If some of you try for 9, you will make it for 9:45, right?
Yeah.
But we start at 9:45. This thing here is always very, very, very early. Is there a prize for the person who is always early? Yes. So 9:45. But in order for us to start at 9:45, we have to be here a little bit ahead of time. Set in. Some of you sometimes have to do a little pre-test or to catch up on anything that we didn't get to clearly last week or questions you didn't get to ask. No. Today is when we really dig into the core of the workshop. So the week before we did, what was the first topic we did? What was the first topic?
Self-concept.
And some of you are going to come up here and tell me what your thoughts are. Not really. Some of you are going to come up to make an attempt to win whatever prizes there are to answer the question. How many persons attempted the questions that were placed in the group? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So some of you will come up. 5 of you. You did it?
No, I came last week.
But you did it. So why do you not know what to do? Is you talking to the question? What was the second one?
Self-awareness.
Self-awareness. No. Those two topics laid the groundwork for us to go into what we're going to do today and all that we will do hereafter. Because the truth is, in order for us to be good parents, we have to first learn how to deal with ourselves. In fact, in order for us to be in any relationship with our work, with our spouses, with our family, with our neighbors, we have to first have a good understanding of ourselves, know how to relate to ourselves, understand ourselves, and then we can better relate to others. Now, the same is true when it comes to parenting. That is why we become adults before we become parents. We understand that in our context, sometimes the ideal is not always what happens. So we find ourselves not having a good understanding of ourselves before we become parents, then we have to play catch up. Because the aim of every parent is to be the best parent they can for their child or children. Whether you're young or old, whether you're rich or you're poor, whether you are a university graduate or not, the aim of every parent is to be the best parent they can to their child or children. So who first is going to come up with their answers before we roll on into today's session? Who's coming first? Please come. Have your prizes ready. What's your name? Tracy. Please pay attention to Tracy. Or should Tracy?
Good morning. Okay, as Bruce Lee posited.
Hold on. They're not listening, Tracy. They're listening now.
Okay, as Bruce Lee posited, always be yourself, express yourself, have faith in yourself. Do not go out and look for a successful personality and duplicate it. What is meant by self-concept? Self-concept is the way we are aware of ourselves spiritually, physically, and mentally. The way we view ourselves, knowing how we feel, and the way we view ourselves from an objective standpoint. Why is self-awareness important to the social well-being and development of an individual. Self-awareness is important as it helps with the ability to focus on yourself, your actions, thoughts, even our emotions. Also helps with knowledge and understanding of ourselves, developing our learning skills, also our behavior.
All right, give her a clap. Well researched, well presented, well thought of, right? So, who are the people with the prizes? Your name? Your name? Yes, Shauna, please go ahead.
I did not write along.
As long as you're presenting.
What is self-concept? What I think self-concept is the direct self-construct and the belief that I have and the belief that I hold about myself and don't really matter much about what others think about me. Well, why is self-awareness important to the social well-being and development of an individual? Well, it helps me to understand things from various perspectives and allows me to motivate myself and manage stress and better control over my emotions and feelings.
Thank you. Round of applause. Who's coming next? Thank you, Shauna.
Morning, everyone. In my own word, what is self-concept? Self-concept is you or someone thinking about how you elevate or motivate themselves. The importance of self-awareness. Self-awareness are able to recognize our strengths and weakness. Think, sorry. This knowledge helps us to set goals for ourselves. We know where we have to go, and that's a good thing that I have.
Thank you. Who is next? Verify. Thank you.
Morning again, everyone. Morning. My name is Patricia. This is my assignment. Self-concept is your personal knowledge of how you see yourself, value yourself, and what you want to become. So that image, the worth, and your ideal self continues to grow and change over time. Why is self-awareness important to social well-being and development of the individual? Self-awareness is important because it helps the individual have a better understanding to express oneself uniquely, make informed decisions, build on their strengths and transform their weakness while identifying the areas that need improvement.
Okay, thank you. One more person has indicated. You can't hide. You want to come up? You don't want to come up? Well, I'll come and look at the book. I will come and mark the book.
No problem. That is much better.
All right, thank you all for sharing. Now, the idea is that as we take the time to not only listen what is presented in here, but also do further reading. Wherever we can, and these days you don't need to go to the library, you don't need to buy a book, you can just type it in on your phone, on your computer, and you find something else. You don't have to kill yourself about trying to remember everything you read. What you need to do is just have an idea of what it is expressing. And trust me, when you are in a particular situation, what you read about parenting, about yourself, about managing relationships, it will come back to you. It's not an exam you're preparing for. I think it's just fun. You just need to do a little reading, and when you record, it will come back to you because it is stored there in your brain. Now today, we are model free, week free, and we are talking today about family engagement. What we're talking about, and our aim for this session, by the time we get to the end of this session, here's the aim: to bring awareness to different family structures and skills needed to promote proper parenting with a view of helping us to explore the role of parenting. The great parenting. One parenting, all right? That's the overall aim. Can you see those? Can you see that?
So fine, sir.
The objectives, and by the end of this session, we should be able to identify at least 2 different family structures. Right? So, by the time we come to the end, all of us in here, with more than 2, but we're not killing anyone. At least 2, we should be able to identify. We should be able to identify with at least 80% accuracy our own parenting styles after the presentation. We should be able to appreciate the importance of setting boundaries, and we show evidence that we know, right? And the last one, demonstrate with evidence enhanced communication skills after this stuff. Maybe this slide having too much information. I'm not as techy as you know. Now, I shouldn't show you that. You didn't see. What is a family? Anybody? A group of persons living together under one roof. Yes. Anybody else?
A group of persons working as a unit.
A group of persons working as a unit. Anybody else? What is a family? So we all agree that. So you're talking like a church family, or a school family, or a community family. Let's see what we have here. Right. A group of persons, related or unrelated, living together. So, no, that's true. Because some of us have family overseas, but they're family. But in a sense, we're not living in the same room. We live together, but we don't have to be in the same space for us to be family. But at least in the original status, it started that way. No, we don't have to be related by blood. Largely sometimes because of the economic situation, people live together. They might rent a room or a house together. Yes, they do everything together. They become family. Now let's talk about this question. Let's discuss the role of each person in the family. Now, in your workbook, you have a space to draw your family. Get it done already? Yes. Yes. You know, the work, you can't draw your face as pretty as there. Draw some statement. Yes, you draw your family. You draw a pumpkin for you, and a cherry for your daughter, and a breadfruit for your son. So, what is the role of each person in your family? What is your role in your family?
At the moment, I'm the breadwinner.
You're the breadwinner. That's the only thing you do in your family?
No. Make decisions together.
Make decisions. But I'm talking about your role.
My role? All right, I provide for them.
You are the breadwinner. You're the provider.
For them.
You're the caregiver.
Yeah. They attend school, they attend church, their basic needs are provided for.
But so like you pay your family.
That's what I said. Good. At the end.
You pay your family. Good. Now it is important that we are aware of our different roles. Family living together, working together, functioning together. If people in the family are unaware of their specific roles, then in a matter of confusion. confusion. If you expect, let's say your spouse to bring in the money to pay the bill, but he didn't know that. So they did not feel like cut off. The children are hungry because he didn't know. So we have to articulate what is the role of each person is, and each person, one person spoke about having family meetings. In those meetings, we say, okay, both of us working, this is what you will do. Only one of us working, so the one who is not working has to take up more responsibility at home because it can work out and come in to do what's at home. So, what is your role in your family? Breadwinner. Anybody else want to say what their role in their family is? Yes,
I'm one of the breadwinners because my husband I'm the supporting system and one of the decision makers.
Right. A partnership going on here. Right? What makes your family different from other families? We're still going to other families. Isn't it? So Anna, who you think they can draw, you should take a picture. We're still going to draw the families by whatever you want to use to represent each member of the family. We're going to draw them on that page. What makes your family different? What makes your family stand out from other families? You. What's your name? Tell what makes your family stand out from other families? What makes your family different from others? While you're thinking, who wants to answer? What makes your family different from others? Because the families are different, you know. Families are different. And all of us know what makes our family different from others. Maybe we didn't plan on explaining it, but we have an idea. One, we have a different name. We have different background, culture. We have what we call different values. So you might have two families living next door and one family's children are always out on the street. And the other family, their children stay inside. One family, those children go to school every day. They go to church on the weekend, and the other family, the children hardly go to school and they don't go to church.
My family, my Facebook, as my daughter, she's a praying daughter. She always praying.
And later on, we're going to talk about some of the things that make the families the way they are and make them stand out from others. No, everybody knows this one. Yes. Somebody are not talking to me today. Why are families important? Why are families important? Or should I should ask, are families important?
Yes.
You're sure?
Yes.
So why are families important? Why are families important?
Family gives you a sense of identity, a sense of belonging.
That's where you get your sense of identity from. Number one, you belong to your family. So when everybody else can send you home, your family can't send you home because that's home. When other people can reject you and disown you, your family can't disown you. When you, it doesn't matter what we are. Yeah, but guess what? They can't disown your family already. So they might run you out of their house and off of the land and don't talk to you, but you are still family. That's why in Jamaica we say blood thicker than. We can't undo that. Some people may change their name, whether by marriage or by divorce, but you are family. The important thing is that the family is what gives us our sense of identity. The family is important because it is our support system. When you run into trouble and you need a little money to borrow, or a little salt or a little sugar, or address to wear somewhere. Who was the stranger next door? Family. Yeah? When you're feeling sick, sometimes you sit down like to tell other people. But if you choose to tell somebody, who you tell? Family. And if you tell a friend, it is because that friend is like family to you. So the relationships that we are able to form, the relationships that we are able to maintain, we are able to do them because of how we were brought up in our family. So the family is what identifies us. It is what gives us support and a sense of belonging. It is our first food. It is the foundation. Why are we talking about all of this? Because as parents, we are the foundations for the children we are caring for. And it is what we instill in them, how we grow them, the values we pass on to them that is going to shape the adults they become. So the adults we are is largely because of the family out of which we came. And lastly,
why did you choose to be a part of the family?
Let me see what you're going to say now. You can answer that in 2 ways.
We need church. We need a family support.
Right.
We did not choose.
The family that we come from, we didn't choose.
No.
We ended up in that family, what we call an accident of birth. So if you were born in England, there's a chance you might have been white and in the royal family. But we were born here. So we didn't choose. But as parents, the family that we form, we choose that. And you choose your spouse, you choose your partner. And some of you choose on because the man here nice and you want to sit here, you don't want to throw here. Orange, right, and you want that doctor. Orange, or him just kind and honest and caring, and you want somebody who is kind and honest and caring. So there's a reason. We didn't choose the family of origin, but we choose the family that we seek to make. Now, even though we talk about family, we all come from family. We all come from family, we belong to families are important. Family, but also identity. All families are not the same, right? All families are not the same. How many persons are in your family? In your family. 9. We're talking like you, your spouse, and the children. 9. How many persons in your family? 6. How many in yours?
We have an extended
You have an extended family. You can't keep it class. Shauna, how many persons in your family? 3. How many in yours? 4. And you're 1. Each one. No, the people in our family, calm down, everybody. The people in our family, as we said at the start, can either be related by blood or they are not related by blood. The family, this family is the family that you choose. There's a saying, your friends are the family you choose. Sometimes some friends are so caring and so good people that some people live with their friends. The friends, so you can be related by blood, you can be by adoption legally, or you can be by adoption come by common law. Now on the board we have one type of family. And in Jamaica, this is perhaps one of the most popular. And maybe because of our ancestral heritage on the plantation, where slaves were just starting out from one plantation to the next. So they never got to be with their families. In fact, it was in the interest of the planters that the slaves were having children. They just pass them on. They didn't want them to stay in the family because if your family is what gives you your identity and support, they might stay there and plot and plot and plot and get too strong. So they just move it on. So that is one of the main reasons why in past places like Jamaica and other parts of the Caribbean, we have a lot of this. And a man may have several families because he used to go to several different plantations and have families there and so on. So one type of family is, can you describe a single parent family for me?
Consists of one parent raising one or more children.
And that took a man because all of them most times is a woman. Most times they will tell you the woman that is a single parent, but we do have men who are single parents. And because we don't want to further exclude the men, alienate them, and use a man. You look as good as me, though. That's what you were saying, too. Single parent family, you know what that is. Remember, one of the aims is we must be able to identify at least two. And we might just give a test next week. Next, please. Second type of family. No, it's not my number, it's my mistake. Nuclear. The next type is a nuclear family, which means
Consists of two parents and child or children. So that's nice.
so this is perhaps the ideal. But again, because of our history, the ideal is the ideal is not the norm. In fact, that's a pre-test. How many persons still doing the pre-test? You can't do the pre-test in the class. That is teaching. So I'm going to give you 2 more minutes to do the pre-test. So we can move on now. Now this is why we have to try and come a little bit ahead of time so we can do the pre-stuff in the preamble. Let me see the hands of those who have been here for all the sessions we've had so far. You've been here, this is your 3rd week. 3rd, right? 4th? Right, there was one and there wasn't here. So let me see the hands of those who were here. All of them. Right. We have those who are here for 3, only 3. Good. Yes, those are here for 2, only 2. And let me see those who are here for the first time. All right, keep your hands up. Keep your hands up the first timers. Who invited you? Which parent in here invited you? That parent invited you. Take a note. Who invited you, ma'am? What is her name? Right. No. Who invited you? The rest of us, one of your assignments for next week is to make sure you bring at least 1 person. Right? Bring at least 1. Because listen now, if all of us in here know how to be good parents, and I'm not saying you come to learn because you were doing parenting for a long time. Right? But what you learn here will help to sharpen your skills. If all of us in here are excellent parents, but when you go back to the community, the majority of people are not doing a good job. Oh, 20,000 a week. If only us are doing a good job and the other people around us are not doing it, it is going to water down what we do. Because try as you may, your children have to come to the same school with the children of parents who are not doing a good job. And believe me, your children are influenced by other children. The good thing is that most times what you teach them, they will stick to that. But they are influenced by other children, by other people. So we want to have most, if not all parents on the same page, aiming to be good parents. That's how you change the society. Can't be some and not the others. Everybody has to be, whether you're Christian or non-Christian, whether you're Rastafarian or Muslim, we are still parents. And if we do parenting in a good way, even if you have a multiplicity of religion and politics, political parties, we will still have a good society. All right? Let's move on. Pre-test is done. Where's Claudia? Some people are still writing that, the nuclear family. No, we're not presenting any of these families as any idea because our reality is different. Right? Every family is different. Our realities are different. In some places, that is what the ideal is. In places like the Caribbean, the extended family and the single parent family is what obtained more. Because in our context, a lot of us depend on our parents to help us with parenting. Because we have to go to work, so we return to grandparent. When grandparent needs some help, the grandparent come to us. In places like America, England, grandparents go to our home. Because nobody can have the time for them. And because of that, those grandparents don't get to pass on their some values to their grandchildren because they're not open at home somewhere. In Jamaica, your children can go next door or walk down to the next community to look for grandma. If you have to go out in the night or go to work, a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle lives next door or live in the same house or live near enough. So we're not promoting any of these as the ideal. Because if we promoted this as the ideal, what would we do for a person who, let's say one parent has died? This can't be the ideal again. What we're promoting is good parenting skills. So whatever the reality is on the ground, when you work with me, whether it is extended, single or nuclear, we can still practice those skills. So we've looked at the single parent. We're looking now, this is number 2, not number 3. The nuclear, you know, real number 3 here now.
Extended.
Extended, what does it look like there?
Consists of 2 or more adults and children who are related either by blood or marriage, living in the same home.
So in this one, you have the stepfather or stepmother, you have the grandmother or grandmother, the uncle, the grandma, the cousin, the mother, the father, the brother. You have the friend who is living there. Extended. And we have a lot of this in our parts of the world. Sometimes it is a support mechanism. Sometimes you see people who you thought they were related by blood all these years. And it's been 1 year realize that they were not related by blood. So extended. No. Regardless of which of these family types best describe our family, regardless of where we live, where we come from, our educational background, or religious affiliation, or our political allegiance, all of us have our own idea of parenting. We may live in the same house, but we have our own idea of parenting, and it comes largely from how we ourselves were parented. You have a lot of parents who tell you that when I was growing up, this and that, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. This is what my mother expected of me. This is what my parents instilled in me, and this is what I am passing on. We parent largely because of how we were parented. If we thought that we were neglected by our parents, some parents try their best to undo that because they don't want to pass that on. You hear parents say all the time that I didn't get this opportunity, so I want to ensure that my child, sorry. So all of us have our own thoughts and ideas and belief as to how to parent our child or our children. That is, as a parent, once you become a parent, that is now our most important responsibility, to parent the child or the children. Nobody else can do that. If somebody else is doing that on and off, and we end up with a confused child. So you and I, who are parents, whatever our conviction about parenting is, that is what we're going to use to guide our children. All of us have what we know to be the best. So there's no right or wrong way. What we're aiming for is to mold. There's no one right way, rather. So the fact that you choose that way and I choose this way, it doesn't mean that yours is wrong and mine is right. There's no one size fit all. All of us have our own idea as to how to parent, our parenting style. And I'm going to look at some parenting styles. So we look at the different types of parenting. What are they? The different types of styles? Right. We're going to look now at different styles of family, of parenting. Let's pass this. Okay. I'm passing around an object. You're going to take it and look at it and feel it and write down 3 words that describe it.
The object.
So the object is coming around. Make sure everybody sees it and touches it. Look at it, you examine it. Don't use it to hit anybody. And write down 3 words that describe that object. Everybody has received their objects and examined them. Don't keep the evidence. You come. Remember, what we are getting ready to talk about are different kinds of parenting. And he knows I'm going to ask him to stretch as high as he can to the sky. You can rest the book down. It's not an exercise and then look fit. Is it only for the second ceiling? Not like jumping, not like climbing, stretching. Let's stretch. Let's try. Stretch. Some of your ladies are lusty. Stop it.
You can see it with your closer.
Now I'm going to ask you to see if you can bend backwards.
No, we can't do that. I want you.
Right. Only way.
Hey.
First I get the
I love that.
All right, which of the ladies want to try that? Huh? Is that good to you? Can I try that? You want to try that? Oh yeah. Thank you. In the sky. It is in the All right. I want to can read the two. They can be over to the two. Somebody can try that.
Close the leg. No, yeah. Okay.
Who else want to try?
Me.
There is no insurance. Right? At their own risk. Good.
Got him.
Yeah,
Which one? The bed over the floor? Yeah. All right.
When you finish, you can go and see. See the physiotherapy. Make sure your bones are in. Anybody else want to try?
No, sir. Moving on. Moving on.
All right. Thank you, sir. Oh, no, so come to the word. Oh. So all of you have your words, right? You're going to write down some of them. But the idea we're trying to get at here is that there are different ways of doing the same thing. As there are different styles of parenting. Now, these three activities, the object you got that came around first, what did you describe it to be?
Dirty, tough, or white.
What?
Tough or white.
Raw smoothish. Some section was smooth.
Dirty,
Heavy, sir.
tough,
Raw.
raw, heavy,
Smoothish.
brown,
White.
Smoothish.
white, if it's rough and smooth.
Some section of it was smooth. Some section was.
Anything else? That's
It's a bowl.
very holy. It's holy.
So where's the E, sir?
It's not spiritual.
All right. So this kind of sums up the rock, right? What about?
Sour.
It's
Colorful.
long.
Sour.
Long. Oh, you know.
Wormish.
I think it's edible.
Right. That sums it up. What about when no, the exercise that went on up here was really testing the backbone.
Sir, it's painful.
Painful. Parenting can be painful.
Oh, yes,
When
sir.
it starts in pain.
Yes, parenting is painful.
Somebody never put it on you.
Easy.
Easy. Parenting can be easy too.
Fun.
There's one word I'm looking for that describes the backbone. Flexible. Any other? You see, the backbone, your backbone is what? Oh, become. Welcome. Your backbone is what supports you. But it can be flexible if it needs to be. And it can stretch if it needs to be. They were able to bend all the way over and all the way over and stretch. Though it is supporting you, it is also flexible, and if it is required, if you require it to, it can stretch. What we're talking about here, different styles. Different styles of parenting. So don't look across the fence and try to parent your child the way this is the next word to parenting here. Or a lot of people tend to watch TV and want to parent. TV is not real. Even the people who are blogging and they're showing you their life, they're showing you what they want you to see. They turn off the camera when things get real. Every day you see them blogging and they just lights and everything looks smooth and they actually turn on the camera. That's not their reality. That is what they want you to see. And then all of a sudden you start to feel inadequate. And wishing your life was like that. And my family was like that. And when I talk to my children, they just get up and move just like that.
But some do, you know.
Some do. But
Some parts of it actually do.
your reality is yours. Remember, who was the one who presented first this morning? Where's the name? Right. Don't go looking for something or somebody else to copy. Yourself. That's where we started self-concept and self-awareness. So, there are different styles of parenting. The way that you choose to parent may be different from the way your parents parented you. Because anything is wrong, you are wrong. They parent based on the knowledge they had at the time. So, for example, there was a time when the only corrective measures parents knew was the whips, the best.
Me don't want to change it.
They never know anything else. And for good or for ill, it worked for them. And it worked for the children. Today, with increased knowledge, there are other options. In fact, corporal punishment is widely being ruled out. If that is the only way you can rein in your children, you need to probably do some more reading or some more exposure or something. Yes, sir.
Concerning the beating, I feel like it working. Me was so tired of getting beaten. That's the foolishness.
It work for you?
And look here, it's not only that alone neither. You know, say if a man like Adams was in the force right now, crime lesson. No matter how a man say bad when he hears Adam are going to come and get good in. I remember if Adams warn you and you don't hear him come here. And I feel like that's the real reason why them not put him. That is like proper parenting from back then. And everybody work with him, you have very few with him, well stubborn and can't take it. While me can't take it.
It's like these three things. Different things work for different people. And you may have 2 or 3 or more children, and the way you parent each of them is different. Because each of them, even if they are twins, identical, they have their own identity and personality. So what works with one does not work with the other. So you can't say, well, you can't have your parenting manual put down and say, well, this is what I did when this one was 2. Different person and different time.
Like scenario. My bigger brother, I'm 1 year old, and he used to take with daddy money every minute. And every time we go to market or somewhere in the do them I buy this, he said, where you get money from? He said, find it. Now every time we go my evening time, we get beaten. And I just come alone, you know. The 2 hours I stretch out with hand. And the whole way I get lick, and I still now put 1 and 2 together till we get big. Me say, but now you used to take the money. Every minute you find money. Yeah, get murderation beat because they don't know who, so everybody get licked.
Thank you. First type of parenting, what is it called?
Authoritarian.
Right, authoritarian. This parent is of the view that as a parent, I know the best thing. I know what is best, in fact, I have all the answers. Yes, you are the child of me bring your corner, you have to raise the way to raise you, and I want me say. So, that parent is a parent that speaks and the child mustn't say nothing. The parent is instructing the child, is advising the child, is giving guidance, is giving rules, is giving instruction, but they don't want no input from the child. No more and more we're learning that children are people too. They have a mind, they have an opinion, they have ideas, and these days they are more expressive.
Very much so.
We were taught to be seen and not heard.
Yeah.
But they came into this world with a view to be seen and heard. And they will be heard. Why Is that so? Different time. Different time. Yes, and listen, you know, remember, remember now that your child starts learning from you and the environment you're in from the womb. And the child is coming out with a lot of your personality. So you can have a particular personality and you expect the child to be outside. The child comes out not blank. The child comes out formed, having heard everything you discussed in public and in private. All the bad words you use to curse if you curse them. All the disobedience you show to other people and the disrespect. The child is walking up and people come out, you know. And that is part of what makes them so expressive today. And of course, we have children now much younger than people back then.
Yes, sir. I remember when I was pregnant with my daughter. They say, love dance, and I said, dance. As me here, she didn't usually want me that. And sir, I said, no, sir. And so many times I said, I know where you, somebody, she goes, stop. And that's something used to say, and I said, wow.
So if you're a parent who don't like dancing, for example, you couldn't beat your child for dancing.
Yeah.
Because the child learned it somewhere.
Yeah.
So that's the authoritarian person. They emphasize obedience because I know best. I am the law. The child's responsibility is just to obey. Now we can talk about the kind of children that will come out of that setting. Not all of them will come out rebellious. Because a lot of us grew up in that setting where if you can't obey, come out. And when you go to school, it was the same thing. And you go to church, it was the same thing. You walk in the community, every parent was this.
Oh, yes, yes.
So it's not everybody came on negatively, but the risk we run here is that the child may choose to obey because we don't have a question. But as soon as I am of age, as soon as we can talk back to you, as soon as we can rebel, as soon as I'm not in your presence, we just do my thing. So when I go to school, when I'm at school, we do my thing. Because when we come home, we are not it may work as some. Next slide, please, but it may not work all. So the picture is showing you an example of what happened. The father is probably saying, your role is to obey. The second one is the permissive. Who is that parent or those parents?
Parents who provide still behavioral guidelines because parents don't want to.
So in the first one, the authoritarian parent, no business how the child feels. This is the rule. So Dex, I'm the father, I'm the mother. The permissive parent, as the term says, permissive, they permit a lot of things. They don't want the child to feel too bad and a lot. Some parents today, especially the first child, or if it is one, yeah.
Or the last one.
Yes, or the last one that we get in old age. You don't want the child, to you don't want the child to feel too bad. So you give some guidelines, a few behavioral guidelines because you know how upset it is. You can begin to assume what those children will be. Because they may go to school and they expect teachers to do the same. Remember, when the parents are the first teachers. If the children learn to obey rules at home, anywhere they're going to go to school. When they come to school, the teacher is the parent. The teacher is the authority figure. And if at home they can override the authority, they're going to expect to override it at school. And when they start to go on the road, they're going to expect to override what the law says. And you end up in a place now where they're going to knock and be like the first parent in that jail. Next. So we have the authoritarian, not to be mixed up with this one, and the permissive. Now we have the authoritative, different from the first one. This one blends a caring tone with structure and consistency. So it's a blend between the first and the second.
Yeah.
So you want your rules to be obeyed, but you also take into consideration how the child is.
Yeah. And be
So you're going to
respectful
set-
at the same time while
Right.
giving out your orders.
So you're not just demanding the child to respect and obey. You're also respecting the child.
Yeah.
You're going to set some rules for the child. You don't just set the rules. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. You have especially younger children. If you want them to turn this place upside down, tell them don't turn it upside down. When you say don't, when you're giving rules, you have to give them in the positive and not in the negative. Because when you say don't go outside, all the child hears is go outside. And if they hear the don't, I didn't tell them that because the dog is let out or because people, dangerous people, because he didn't tell them that the fact that they said don't go there, they want to see by.
When you're out there,
Yes, so
especially if you are out there.
that instruction awakens the child's curiosity. So don't tell the child don't go outside, because you say stay inside. The child is more likely to obey an instruction to stay inside than an instruction not to go outside. Right? So the authoritative parent is a blend. You're not too soft on the child. You're not allowing the child to have his or her way, but you're also growing the child in a structured environment and with consistency. That is it. So you can have rule today and not tomorrow. You can't have rule when you have visitors and not when you have visitors, or vice versa. You can't have rules when the child will go to bed on a Monday but not on Tuesday. You're confusing the child. And the child will embarrass you one day when they try to implement that rule, and the child not going to follow it. And that day is the day you probably want to impress somebody that your child is obedient and your child is respectful. So authority. There's a fourth one. I couldn't find a picture for that one.
Neglectful. You couldn't find a picture for that?
I didn't want to find a picture for that.
Okay, now you say. Didn't want to.
Yes, because the neglectful parent is the parent that seems to be missing in action. So that parent is neither controlling, so it's neither authoritarian, neither nor nurturing, permissive.
The person just don't care.
They just don't care. And the sad truth is that we have some
of these
parents like that.
exist.
We have some parents like that whose children will be the friends of your children. We have some parents who the child is a parent.
Yes.
So if your children are not steeped in the upbringing you are aiming at, it means that they're at risk of being influenced by the children of these parents.
Yeah.
How many reach voting age? Everybody reach voting age? Next slide. Everybody in here reach voting age? We're going to vote to see which of those styles is the preferred style.
So let's go back to
Which of those 4 styles of parenting is your preferred style? Or which is your style of parenting? First one. All right. One at a time. One at a time.
Reason is this. When you grow up a child and then become a soldier, as big as him is, he can't break a rule when we call it in superior officer give to him. So why you can't bring him up from that from earth?
So what if the child doesn't choose to become a soldier?
No, what
What did he choose to become a nurse?
well,
I understand where you're going here. I understand what you're
you
saying.
have to follow rules. You have to follow rules. All them people when they come as a late, including myself. If the guy airport to that far, they reach the 3 hours before time. Because the plane now wait for you. Even embassy go look for visa, you're not going to wait.
All right. He's making a point.
Yes.
There is merit to the point that he's making. But also based on what he has been saying from the start, you know that what he is saying or what he has said is not divorced from how he was brought up. Remember I said to you that all of us are the product of our upbringing. It worked for him.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
My son, when he was directly with me, if you call him one time him reach, people used to love him because if him pass it 10 times after the morning, 10 times. I saw me grow up like how my mother grew up. You know, since the became guy and grandfather and then start raising different way, he passed it like shit on the roadside.
Because the grandfather, listen, let me tell you something. Only you can parent your child. Other people can help us, you know, because we need the support. None of us can do it entirely alone. But only you can parent. Because if you need your child with me, when I am going to start right, that is your feeling. You might get upset. So your child may get away with something that might move. And then your child gets. You understand? You will choose to be hard on your child, but the grandfather is not going to take that decision. And some children know exactly that is happening, and they take advantage of it. Because of your thing, son.
That's
No,
come back to the parenting. But still, God are the
So, that is why, as I said at the start, our most important responsibility as parents is growing our children. It is a sacred duty that we cannot delegate. And a lot of the ills that the society suffers today is on account of the fact that a lot of parents have farmed out the children. So there was a time when a lot of children were barren children, you know. Parents are fine, and the things as long as I'm working and sending the money, sending the clothes, and sending the phone and this, it's good. Children need more than that. They need you. They need you as a parent, and I say you don't have to be rich. Once you have them, you can't unhave them. So we have to decide if we can have them and be there for them and do what needs to be done before we have them. No, we are here because we have them, so we can't go back. Right? So, of the 4 styles of parenting that we just looked at, which of those styles is your style?
Authoritative.
Authoritative. Why?
I put down the rules. I don't just put down the rules. I think about them, be respectful to them. If I make a mistake, I apologize. Well, I know my husband said he will not apologize.
And
I do that.
And you know, it's an important point. Because when the children then wrong, because we have the authority, we can beat them. And they can't beat them. If they ever dare think sticking you back. Even they think it, they can't escape. And when they do things wrong, we demand an apology. And because we are in authority, they have no choice but to give an apology. If we want to grow well-rounded, respectful, and honest children, we as parents have to be prepared for when we make a mistake, because we make mistakes too, but because we think, and they can't put us out and they can't beat it. We have to be prepared. And remember, it's before you're growing them, to say to them, you know, I was wrong, I'm sorry. That's why you have to beat them when you're upset, because they might beat them wrongfully. And you can't take back the beating. So if you're upset with them or because you do something, let it cool off a little, because a lot of times the beating that you're getting is not for the thing wrong, it's the anger. Is the anger coming out? Are we beating teachers do it too, you know? I'm a teacher. Yes, so we have to. If you are very angry, tell them to go to the room. Or go turn off the TV. Yes. And go and think about the punishment you want to give them. If you're going to beat them, the beating they get later on won't be as murderous as the one you get in the child and the movie. Because every time you beat them, you're scarring them enough.
No, sometimes you don't have to, you think that take away the things they love the best.
Or talk to
My
them.
children can't do without the device.
Talk to them. Yes, ma'am.
Take the device.
Sometimes, as far as your research, she was away
Yes, ma'am.
took away her son. When the lady come back, it's why much of the TV also TV
I saw him.
But he had a mental problem.
That child has a mental issue.
So you can't use that.
And what happened? The child has a mental problem. And the bad thing about that case is that
She
the mother
trusted somebody and then
showed the video to a friend.
and the friend leaked it.
And the friend showed it out to the whole world. So the child, and that's another issue that all of us need to look on for. And some of us may not have the eye for it, but if you have a good relationship with the child's teacher, the teacher with whom the child spends a lot of time is often the person who discovers that the child is dyslexic, that the child is not seeing well, that the child has this condition because the teacher is trained not only to teach, but is trained to pick up these things that most of us parents don't pick up. So when we think that the child is bad at disability,
Something is really happening in your belief. The child is 15 that damaged. It's not, it's no. No.
he's mental.
I have a friend, a Canadian, and she has a child like that, Gail, and Gail has been doing that, and everybody is saying Gail is mad, it is bad. When they took it out, and it's mental, and it comes from in her family. And right along, even I was saying that he's out of control while he was here and doing all these things.
Yeah.
And it's just a few years ago they find out.
My son was doing it work.
He's not teaching. And apparently they can't force him.
He comes home and he sits at the table and he's not doing homework. He got the classes and other work.
And started doing his work. No issue.
Yes. And there are other conditions that the children have. Many of which they will grow up, but many of which they need treatment for.
Yeah.
So don't jump at the conclusion that the child is bad. As a matter of fact, don't call any of your children bad because that's you. Them bad you.
Exactly.
Don't use the word bad to describe them and don't compare them with other people's children. Remember,
You can't.
it is only through the time.
No, you experience something, and what you experience traumatize you, and allow you to change path. You're going to blame parents.
Because how you respond.
Most people behave a certain way because they are acting or molested.
By
When
who?
you check them out, it can be some parents, some parents are at fault, but deep down, when you sit down with that person and find out something went wrong, it has nothing to do with parenting. Something went wrong and they didn't talk about it. They internalized it.
Why would they talk about it? Do you know that there are some of us parents who the picnic can't talk about something? There are some parents who the children can't talk to them. No, at the start we said your family is what gives you your sense of identity and belonging, and it is your support system. It doesn't matter how old you get or where the world you go or what is happening to you. If you cannot come back to your base, your family, to be supported and respected, down in the suffer. So there are some children who don't have that. don't have the family support system. So somebody abused them, yes. Somebody hurt them, yes, but then had nobody to go to. So the person then go to just push them further down the gutter. So it's not the parents abuse them. It's not the parents give them God.
Could have come to you as
It's
a
so
parent,
poor.
then you could have.
You see, there's no escape in our parents. There is no escaping the role of parenting. All when your children are 100 and you are 200, your kids still can't escape it because you are still the mother, still the father. You ask any person doing well in any society, having their own families. When things get rough, sometimes the father mother grave. Then take it to what to the mother still. There's no escaping. So this guy, 20-year girlfriend, he's 27, multiple murders, he's gone to jail many times, and even in jail in committing murder. And for whatever reason, he's in car. Some days when I talk to him, I want to shoot before he comes out. Yes, because
He still look forward to coming to you.
yes. He comes.
He feels comfortable in speaking
like
to
twice a
you.
week.
And I think that you would have been the first or only person he can reach out to.
And he tells me, once the hardest murder is the first one.
So each
But after
time
that,
it's easier.
and he has his face and I'm convinced that sometimes when he comes in and I'm locked up here in the room and I don't know to come out alive. But it happens. It happens. So parents, the role that we play is important. Nothing replaces it. Nothing. And nobody can replace. Next slide, please. I know we're taking up a lot of time. No. An important part of any relationship.
Anything, any business.
If you work, you have to communicate with people. Okay? If you live with somebody, if you live with somebody, you have to communicate. And if you have children, you have to communicate. Now, one of the communication is the lifeblood of every relationship. If you have a relationship, you don't communicate, you have a relationship. Because the relationship is expressed through communication. You know, communicate. No, communication is a simple method. It is me having something I want to say to you. I decide how I'm going to say it, so I code it. So the way I talk to you is going to be different from the way I talk to our group of students who are young. But it's the same thing we're saying. So it's the passing of a thought or an idea or a message from one person to another person or from one group to another. So I think of what I want to say, I decide how I want to say it, I code it, and then I send it. I might send an email or a text, or I might talk to you face to face, or I might call you, and you now get the message. The process is finished. Some good things say once they talk, communication has happened. If nobody is hearing you, no communication is happening.
Not at all.
And if they hear you and they don't understand you, no communication is happening. The person has to hear, understand, and to show that they understand, they respond to you. So when you hear the response now, you can know whether you need to say it again, or say it another way, or explain it, or move on. So that's what communication is. In the same way, if your blood stops running, you're dead. Right? If you don't communicate, your relationship dead. Now, some children start out at that point. From them, stop wearing diapers and stop smelling like babies, but they fall and they fall again, and the baby one, they don't smell so nice. Then I show me and this again, they start roll up and down and they start go to school. They start ask questions, they asking for their father, they don't want to hear from their father. communication. It's not why shut up and go sit down. They talk too much, they ask one question. But that is how they explore the world. The question might seem too much because you already know, and you can look at something and know what it is. The child doesn't. You have to let them talk.
Cannot hear things, all the windows can stay closed.
Let them feel free to talk. Right? You have to put up with them. So many things they say might not make any sense, but because you are training them. If you want to say to them, when you see me talking to other people, your father's coming and wait until I'm, that's a training you're giving them. I am tired now. I'm going to rest off and then I'm going to come and talk and play with you. You're training them. Don't just dismiss them. Because in dismissing them, you are still communicating a message to them. Saying that they are unimportant. And they might find somebody. Yes, if they might find somebody who have time. And love them, and the person who have time have motive. One time it was little girls and boys. To talk to them. Because if you don't talk to them when they're asking those silly questions, when they get to age 12 and 13, who don't they not talk to you? That time they have options, you know. They have options at school, in the taxis, on the bus, in Haven Square, wherever. And these days with internet, they have options all in Zurich. You want to sleep on them at all? Communication. So that is what communication is. Everybody took it off? Give them a little time. Give them a little time. I got some people that are writing. That's an idea. That's an idea. That's it. We can share it in the group. But listen. You see what you gather in the session, whether you write it or discuss it, goes in there. All of you are parents, pieces, working, you know, all that things. When they come on your phone, there's no guarantee that they're going to read it. And if you even read it, it does not go in the same way as it goes in now. So the idea is a good idea. We can send it, but we also no. I said we can send it, but we also are going to.
No, it goes through it.
So we said what communication is. How many persons still right? Some people take pictures, some write, some will get it. You can change now?
You can change now?
No, it's part of the process. I'm going to let me see the hands of those who have good communication relations with their children. You talk to them. Yes. We don't mean send them a shop. Or what they're doing in there. Where you have come from. I mean outside of because that has happened. Sometimes we have to send them to the shop. We have to inquire what they're doing outside or doing in there, where they're coming from. But when I say talk, I mean have a conversation about the child's well-being, what the child is thinking, what the child feels, what the child thinks about this work that you set. You might say to the child, get off the phone by 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. Some of the children may ask you why. Some may not. And they may try to steal away and still be on the phone because you have to sleep. Could you achieve what you wanted to without plugging on the Wi-Fi? Why? No, let me hear her.
So by the time you double sleep, and we turn and we say, no, I don't know. And you know, they have to plug in the device. So maybe when I double sleep, they will use them. So when I go into my room, I lock the door and shut the Wi-Fi. So they ensure
so they can't plug it in back. Alright, so that puts it on. But so you achieve them not being on Wi-Fi.
Because they don't have a choice.
Because they don't have a choice.
You can
no.
still tell them and leave it on.
What if they have data? What if they have data? No. It's the point I'm trying to get. You see?
My children, my son is 10
So when I get to 16 and 22.
Somebody will give them.
Listen, I'm coming to you. Now, plugging on the data works. But where you want to get to, because when they come on street now, they have free data, or they saw free data everywhere. And it's not just data. The idea is options and choices. So when we're putting in these rules, we want them to see the different choices and options and to choose the one that you recommend. So I don't know what it is in my house.
You
tell my children to go to bed.
When I take the devices from my children, I put it right in the living room, and this is where it's going to stay, and you're not going to touch it until I tell you.
Because the decision must be
And they
made.
have to learn to respect and be obedient at the same time too.
This is where you're affecting enough. The decision is supposed to be made up here. You can't pigeonhole them into one path and think that they're obeying. They're not obeying. It means that when they are out of that setting and they have 100,
then they'll take it.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't go to bed. I go to bed.
Listen now.
But my child was to be at school by 7, and I'm an early bird, so we're going to read before 7. So the agreement is during the week, school time, you go to bed at 8:37, depending on your behavior. And then weekend, you can stay till longer, so you have more time. So we have an agreement. So when weekend comes, it's fine with her. So we don't have any argument or any retaliation during the week. Because you know, these still looking forward to the weekend.
The emphasis is on agreement.
Yes. Agreement. Yes. And she's sick.
Agreement. Remember, it's adults with training.
Yes.
If we can get agreement at that age and 6 and 9 and 12, when they turn adult, not even the law them agree with.
Yes.
Not even as adults, teenagers.
Yes, the law cannot confine them because it never works at home. Yes, ma'am. Listen up.
Sometimes we wake up and see what we like from 7, 8 o'clock, but like it's school time, I'm not turn off the tablet and go to bed. I want to tell him turn it off, and he turn it off, and I said let's go to bed. So even on the weekend, I still get him saying that routine. I don't think from it.
And do you know that the blue light that comes out of the phone screen or the tablet, that light you don't see now. That light goes straight to your brain. Both children and worse children. And it takes at least 4 hours to die down. So if you want the child to fall asleep at 10 o'clock, you take him off at 6. So you see why we have children now who are so hyper, and they are this, they wake up, but they're not. The body is awake, but the brain is quite awake yet because the brain went to sleep 4 hours after the body. So as parents, we know we love them, we want to spoil them. We never had a tablet, so we give them one and we want them. Some parents, some parents, as a child, get a little closer to us and them a tablet. Yes, because they say the tablet keep them quiet. But what is it they're watching or learning during that time? What is it they're soaking up during that time? Either you're going to put on some parental guard on it so they only can do certain sites and what only certain things they can do that,
Yes,
You can set it up so that every site them go to it up on your phone. And you can lock it. So, right, you can set it to shut down. Even the phones, you can set your phone to shut down at a certain time. And after a while, it does become natural. As a parent, we have to do whatever you can.
They make it send what it is, but
And you make them. But you see, the important thing is, did we change it now? The important thing is this. Yes, because we will not be able to curtail all their activities. Right?
I remember when I was small, I didn't do anything wrong. Was very lucky that we like this, we know every wrong with them, wrong with facts, They make me know they was wrong.
No. If the foundation is set with communication, then they will know what every look means. They don't know the code. They don't know the code. That's why they ask why you're looking like that. But if they know the code, they will know what the look means. Yes. Now, one of the things that we communicate, that we pass on, we've been saying that we pass on to our children are our values. Our values and our attitudes. Sometimes we have problems expressing ourselves to our friends, but perhaps it is more difficult to express ourselves to our children. Because sometimes we get cagey with them. We don't want them to know everything yet. So we are not as open with them. And sometimes they ask very hard questions.
Oh, yes.
And they ask you where they come from and you don't think they must tell them. So you have to communicate with them so that they get a clear understanding of what you want of them, what you intend for them, and what you want to get across to them. Sometimes, yes, sir.
Concerning the part, the father get 7 away. One outside my kid, I'm going to go because mommy at the time. You get one outside before you meet mommy, then get 7 away. So we live in one room and one cheap part, we are moving bed, and that the bed, we don't not go safe late.
That is this man.
That I did not. But when you see my brother with people money, he used to lift up his sheet and look. She don't want to lift so me now. So if you see everything,
No. Sometimes the children misunderstand us. Sometimes we say things, we give instructions, we give guidelines, and they misunderstand. we have to be present enough to know that they are misunderstanding. And not tell them, say them bad, they hard of hearing, then dumb. Then difficult.
You can age appropriate information.
Yeah, but you saw them in misunderstanding.
No, there's a stage. No, life is a stage or a process. So as they grow, I mean, a young baby, this baby size, couldn't ask me where we come from, the exact truth. You understand? It depends.
So what about them? The truth is the truth. You know?
But a teenager would want more than that. And I would want more than that, so you have to go deep. So that's what I'm saying. Provide them age appropriate information.
Everything. As long as you don't tell them say come out of plane.
Where she come from? That's when she had to be a about the time on the fourth side. I'm saying it's everything I like put it out something. What is that? Yes, what is it about? Yes, and no, that's not true. I'm only married couple use it. Sir, when you get outside the water, I want to be mother. Tell me what is this? How much I mean? When you're married, when you get married, you're supposed to use it. So me, yeah.
Make sure you clarify misunderstanding. When they misunderstand you, clarify. And the reverse is true. Sometimes we misunderstand it. So remember, we are not authoritarian. We don't know everything. And we know what's best. So sometimes we misunderstand them. And we must know how to ask them to clarify, especially this new age where they know things that we don't know. I was at the doctor this week and the doctor asked me to send her information on the phone. And the doctor said, can you airdrop this to my phone? And I said, what? Airdrop. And the doctor called my 6-year-old and I said, come here, kid, airdrop this to my phone for you, daddy. And he took the phone and he don't know what it is. Ask me on the phone what is airdrop. Yes. So when we misunderstand them, we must be honest enough to say we don't understand. Clear it up for me.
I do. My children
Yes.
especially use computers.
Yes.
All of them they know it to the extent they can do any courses, anything in it, fix it.
And what that does for your children, it empowers them, you know.
Yeah.
It empowers them and it builds their confidence. Everything they hear from us must not be complained and denigrated. We must make them up to. All right? So they misunderstand, we misunderstand. As parents, we need to communicate our values. No, this is now what set your children apart from others. This is what is going to keep your children in the way. You want them, even if they send them to America or Canada to go to school. Even if they go to school in the worst community, you have to communicate your values, your attitudes, and your beliefs effectively. We're going to talk about what your values are, what your attitude is. You have to communicate these to your children. So your children must know why, even though you are poor, you don't take what does not belong to you.
Exactly.
It's not an opportunity to get rich by taking what doesn't belong to you. Your children must know why you say excuse me, please, and sorry. Your children must know why you get angry with people or that person. Don't just tell them to do because you make sense to them. If they don't know why.
For themselves, they don't do it for another person.
Some of you have religious belief and religious perspective. You must know why you have it and how you're going to pass that on to your children. Don't just be happy to pass on your political allegiance to them and tell them, so this is the party you vote for, see you there. Pass on the values.
Yes.
They will use those values to decide if they want to vote and if they want to vote for if they want to start in one party. All right? These affect the choices that they will make. So the child will decide that he's going to study, pass an exam, as against carry the book into the exam and cheat, decides based on the values that was the values of honesty and hard work and decency. Nobody can pass those on to your children. Teachers can't teach that at school. Teachers cannot teach those at school. Parents are as important as teachers as the teachers in the classroom are. The teachers teach maths and English and those other subjects. Parents teach values and beliefs and attitude. Now, in this, what we're finding in the school, a lot of children are coming to school with the wrong attitude.
Yeah.
And the attitude is not right, they can't learn. They say your attitude is what determines your altitude. The attitude determines how high you go or how far you go. Children are coming to school with attitude that is rotten. You can't blame the society, you can't blame the prime minister, you can't blame the police, you can't blame the school for that. It's us. Yes, I would expect some of that. We have to expect that they're going to want to follow their prayer because peer pressure is a real thing. And that's why we have to double down on the values. Double down on it. That is what is going to help them to go against the crowd when the crowd is going wrong. But if they don't have it, they have nothing to push back against the negativity.
They have a saying, if they can't stand for something, you fall for anything.
So you have to remind them every day, when I talk about my children, the last thing they hear, remember the home you are coming from. Remember the home you are coming from, because when we don't have no control over them, we drop them off from 7 o'clock and sometimes 7 o'clock to miss them again. The only thing I have to rely on is the fact that they pass on to my kids to do. And when they leave, they're going to leave. Someday to go on their own. The only thing you can depend on is that. Anybody in here is a Catholic? Any Catholic in here? Any Roman Catholic in here? Who? Who's a Roman Catholic? You don't know what you are? Well, Roman Catholics have a saying that if you give them a child from birth to age 7, they will be a Catholic for the rest of their life. Hold on, let me tell you why they say that. And there is truth with it.
Repeat that again, sir.
Give them a child from birth to age 7, and they will remain a Catholic for life. No, children learn most of what they will learn in life between those ages. Yes. What the Catholics do at that time, they do it in their Sunday school, and they do it in the schools. Catholics have a lot of schools. I have nothing against Catholics. In the schools that Catholics run, they don't just teach maths and English, they pass on values. Catholic values. So the child may they have that, it's an Anglican or a Methodist or a Presbyterian or an Adventist, but they have those values. They have those values still, and those values are influencing the decision they make. They don't walk out and tell you I went to a Catholic school or I'm a Catholic. But the decision, every single decision that we make in life is influenced by some values they have, whether good or bad. Now, if Catholics can do it and it's not their children, parents must have that vested interest. Can we change?
Yes.
To do it for their children. So we're talking about attitude. What are values then? What are values? Anybody? Remember, don't be concerned that the answer is going to be incorrect. There's no wrong answer. What are values? Ever hear the term values and attitude? People started that program years ago, and he wanted to do this program, values and attitude. It never went out, but that program was meant to be the saving grace for the nation. If that program had taken off, we might not have the lucky scamming at the rate we're having it, and some of the murders we're having, and some of the dropouts, and some of the issues we're having. As I tell you, I teach in a regular classroom sometimes. And the greatest problem we have in schools. Yeah. Because somewhere along the line, teachers started to focus on teaching knowledge. That's why my friends say knowledge is a problem. They teach knowledge because you have to know. And they teach skills you have to be able to do. And have largely neglected the other aspect of the human being. We call it the affectionate domain. How you feel about things. So the guys who go about now and shoot and kill and rape and everything, they have no feelings. Some people can't even kill a roach, can't kill a chicken. And I have one, yeah, no feelings. So your attitude is how you feel. How you feel about this person, how you feel about this lesson, how you feel about the persons you interact, how you feel about the law. Next, please. So your values are your character traits that at the core defines you. Your values are the character traits that defines who you are. So some people say, I am a loving person, I am a kind, I am honest, I am loyal, I am truthful, I am self-respecting, I am responsible, I am courageous, I believe in family. These are the things that are most important to you. Those are your values. Now, what we find happening, the most important thing for some people is them car, them iPhones, them money, material things in general. So it's all about how much they have, how much they can get, and they're going to steal it. By all means, that's why a lot is coming to court. Because the important thing for them was money. Honesty doesn't matter. Hard work doesn't matter. Trustworthiness doesn't matter. So they call some grannies in America and tell them what they mean in Jamaica. Which means, according to you, that the granny who get the call is a scammer, do you know?
Yeah, you didn't buy.
Because you didn't buy the lottery.
Yeah.
You don't even know where Jamaica is. And you give out the life savings now to go collect something that you didn't work for. So if that person had good values, they couldn't get scammed. I'm sitting in my office and somebody called me to say, I have one Mercedes Benz, a BMW, and millions of dollars. And I should send X amount to process it. And I just say, no, just process it, use my money. Use some of the money and process it. Keep it to carry them and send me the rest of it. You know, call again. So, but if honesty is not on your side, you're going to hear that, and it plugs into your dishonesty. You're going to want to get it. So values are what defines us. Back to where we started, your family give you a sense of identity. Church is where, church and religious community is where values. Whereas in school you learn the subjects, maths and English and so on. In church, in your religious setting, that's where the values, because they preach it and they teach it. That's why the older parents, the older days, even if they don't go to church, even if they don't go, the children go because they know that there are some values that these children need to get, that either they can't pass it on. So some of us have got parents Your godparent is not there to be a sugar daddy, you know, or somebody who give you money, not more than guess.
A part of it.
It's to be the God in that phrase is the attitude to pass on those values. Because you go to church to get those values. Now, in my church that I am from, if you're going to baptize the baby and you're not a Christian, a God-parent stand up for you. And that God-parent's role now is to teach the child the things that you can't teach the child.
So you carry them around a vestry?
Hmm?
You carry them around a vestry?
No, right in a church.
Oh, like when they are 59.
So if you are a God-parent, your responsibility is to see to it that that child is taught the values. Not just to give them presents at Christmas time or to bear the title, but to pass on those values. That's why I name God-parent. That's how God-parent name and God, you know.
Yeah.
You have to be taught to be a God-parent.
When they come in, when you usually.
People still writing a
Come
recanting.
on, church. It's like the same when you read definition. Second period.
Yes, let's see. Not yet? So make sure you're godly before you become a God-parent.
They know us to say, me you need to keep your promise, you know, sir. Sir, don't let me have to make you repeat the scripture my children have already read. Thou shalt not lie, lies abomination unto the Lord.
Can you change now to talk about attitude? No, if your values are the things that define you at the core, things are most important to you. Your attitude is the way or the ways in which you act based on those values. So let's say you're focusing on this value of honesty. It is going to influence how you act when you're walking down the road, wondering where you're going to get money to buy a phone car, or to buy a phone, or to go to the market. And you see a little granny walking with her stick and she drop her purse full of money. Your value system is going to either say, oh, if God bless me this morning. Or, as some of these scammers are saying, scamming is right because these white people enslave us. Or it is going to make you pick up that purse and give it to the granny. Whatever your value system is, it is that which influence how you act. So your attitude is the way in which you act based on your values. And there are some examples of your attitude. Treating people with respect.
Yeah.
Is an attitude. Being open-minded. Being open-minded means that you are able to listen to somebody saying what they want to say, even if you disagree with it. Yes. So, Tori saying two different things, but because I respect you, when I have this open mind, I'm going to listen to what you have to say.
And it doesn't mean that either of us might be wrong, it's how you look at it.
But if you don't have an open mind, you will never hear what the person says. You only hear what they say. They say everybody has their thing. Even the dull and the ignorant have their point to make. Let them make it. Open-mindedness. Obeying parents is an attitude.
Not only parents, but each other.
Now, if we pass on that to children to obey parents, It means that when they go to school, they're going to obey teacher. They're going to obey every adult. And they're going to obey the law. And their peer.
Yeah. I think you need to teach the children right from now. Because sometimes they'll see the wrong thing.
That's part of the values.
Right from wrong. And everybody obeys. And every adult obeys.
No, I teach my children no matter what an adult has done, let me deal with it.
That is respect. That is not
Yes, you still be obedient. Obedient and respectful at the same time. I will deal with it.
No, always tell the truth. That attitude is influenced by your value of honesty. Standing up for the less fortunate is an attitude.
Oh yes. It's not everybody can do that. The first time see them being abused or them abuse them and think it is okay.
And we have to train children. Understand up for what is right.
I then I go down to a whole lady at first. And this is get up on here and see. And then I say, move that way, so I'll be that in mind.
Are we still writing?
Standing up for the next one. Who's the next one? Who's the next one?
Anybody can be less fortunate. One day it could be me, it could be you.
Depends
less
on the
fortunate meaning.
situation that you're in
Right.
at a
So
particular time.
if you go in Maple, you may see some street people, they are less fortunate. But in another setting, I may be the less fortunate. I may be my on a road and you're passing and you're a car, I'm less fortunate.
Stop by and patch
Being less fortunate is a racketeering thing nowadays.
Is that what?
Racketeering thing nowadays. You don't know who to give. You don't know who really need it. People are better and them don't need it. People in a situation and then won't want to help. Them come out and ask you stuff. And when you look them, they never know what to tell it yourself. So who is like fortunate? How do you decide who's that?
Each of us in each of those situations have to apply for people.
A lot of times you take care of their children. They're on the street begging now. Need the assistance?
It's whether or not you render the assistance is going to come from your value system. The decisions that you make.
It depends. It's up to the person what you're going to do with the assistance that you gave them.
Every decision. Sabrina, we will never know what the people who we help or who ask help will do. Can do. If you detain yourself, if you detain yourself by going through this process of trying to decide what they're going to do, you will never help anybody. It is better, listen, it is better that you help some people who never need it while helping those who need it than not to help any at all because you suspect everybody.
That's why you keep on the institution that helps.
Institution is not the only place that needs help. Institution can't help everybody.
It happens.
He might still have that new house of purpose and still need to eat. You don't just build the house, you need to maintain it.
Hold on. Go live with it.
Sir, I believe somebody asked you for assistance. If you are able to do it, you do it. You don't give a second chance to it.
You have to.
If you can't, then you just can't.
Before I come to you, Sabrina, in these days, you have to be suspicious because people will scam it.
Alright.
But you cannot rule out, you cannot decide not to help because they are scams.
One volunteer somewhere. That's it.
Yeah, something called judgment. Basically, I was at Chris Coulter studio, I do a picture. Now, this person must just feel like the turn of there, I do something to move. So it was a guy. He said, I have no fear. We go for Lionel down, some of that side there. And he beg me up here and we give him. You know, we go in and take the picture, but it feel like me gone. When we come back out, we see my the same thing about 2 more persons. So I said, this person has to make him money. I scam people to go. So him can't get a dollar from me. Why you can't go there and open that person that genuinely wants it?
And you know something, looking at it, he might not have a job and have a child to take care of, you know. You can look at it that way.
Remember now, we're talking about values. Honesty, Sabrina, honesty may be a value that you have. Other people have other values that are negative, you know. So while we are trying to have good values, we have people with opposing values. So another person might, their honesty may not be as important thing for them, or hard work may not be important, but it's important for you. Every person is acting and behaving based on their value system. Those that have poor value system will try to get by in life by using, abusing, and scamming others. A part of your value system has to be that you try to decipher. Here's a scenario on the board. Who wants to read it for me?
He went to visit his friend in Montreal for a few days. On his arrival, he noticed a 2018 truck motor car parked in the driveway. His friend James told him he got it through scamming and robbery, and that it could help him get one if he was willing to join in scamming and robbery. John went to his bed that night but could not sleep. He remembered his mother's instructions of working hard to achieve what he wants in life. He also remembered his friend who was shot by the police during a robbery. The following morning, while they were having breakfast, John told James that what he was doing was wrong. James became annoyed with John, uttered some expletives, and said, "This people like you will always be poor and hungry. Why work hard when you can get it easy? Don't like my lifestyle, leave my house and consider our friendship over." John packed these things and left the house.
Next. Now, what named value that seemed to be important to John in this value or values? Honesty and hard work. Now, who taught him that? His mother. We can assume that John is an adult at this stage because he went to different trainings like intern and whatever. No, what you teach them as children does not go away. Train up a child. And remember, the children learn more from what they see you do than from what the preacher says or the teacher say or what you say. So you can tell them to be honest and they know say you are thief light and you are thief things from work and you are thief next door banana and you want to send them to thief. Stealing is stealing. That is true. And the children are saying, The children see.
Double
The
standard.
children see. Next question. Next question.
Names
No,
of
no, no.
values and things less important to James.
The same ones that are important to John are less important to James. Right? So here are two friends, you know. Two friends, but they have opposing values. And John is able to repel his friend because of what he knew from childhood.
Start the rain here.
We're going back to the rain.
No, we are going to.
You work on that?
Yeah, right.
Read there.
All right, if I'm not there by one.
Next question.
What value was communicated to John and his mother?
Same.
Same too.
Honesty. Right? I'm not a truthful and bad man already.
What was James' attitude towards John?
What's James' attitude?
Man, we are the highway. My dad's side.
And it
Just didn't
happens,
agree with
it
what
happens still in society, you know, right?
Oh, yes.
It happens now with families saying to their young men or whomever who are involved, listen, stop that. I don't want it in my house, so don't come to me here. And they tell you the same thing. Then them just enjoy the bling. Youngsters, young boy in grade 9, after COVID, saying not going back to school. Because in building house, and in buying car, he just can't license the car in his name because he didn't reach the age. Yes, I have students say to me that they from the home school as a teacher, they walk from school. Past teacher bus stop, and teacher still can't buy a little car. They say,
So, and it can make the industry too. If you start pull it down. When we used to go to school, we never know A. So that's not we didn't know how to learn again. When we used to go to school, we never know A from whatever, now she pull it down. Nobody knows how to school. Everybody wants to entertain ourselves.
because there's an authority being presented. So the narrative in the school is that teacher has been teaching for the last 30 years, and teacher taking chance. They also look for your shoes.
Oh, yes.
Look for your shoes. Can buy lunch, and they can just make a call. This is what they say, no, one call, and then just drive past.
So that's a reality.
It is a reality, and they are seeing it where it is working. But the truth is, you know, what they don't see or try to understand is that the teacher might be walking and suffering because the teacher is not paying up. But the teacher might leave, till dead. A lot of these scammers, them same friends, and the police are their friends. And who get the house and the money and the car?
Government.
The value system has to be right. Has to be right, and it is the hardest thing now to convince these youngsters in school. You know what some of them say to me when I say come? They say, sir, the politicians, they're not right. They say, listen, the politician's not right, the entertainer's not right, so why I need to learn?
No, I don't agree with that. You know, the politicians are.
Some of them are
They
not.
probably hear some few, but majority.
But the youngsters are seeing what they see and interpret it based on their value system. Because they are saying, sir, the politicians are corrupt,
Yes.
they thief money, they not got jail. We can do the same, we have to learn. So if your children are not schooled from home, when they go to school, they go and get that schooling. And you go and send them to school in uniform. You go and stay home hungry and send them with the last money. And they go to school and they're not going to class. They're not going to class because my policy is if you don't want to learn, you do it. So only those who want to learn. So you might be at home investing in this child to be your pension, but they're not anymore. Thinking that they're going to graduate next year with 10 subjects, only to hear that they must come to school and see the class, eat the lunch, and give trouble. Value.
You work the way you want. So I can improve everything the way you need.
Next, please. No. It is very, very important to know that the culture that we live in can influence the values we try to instill in our children. That is why there can be no downtime. You have to remind them daily. A lot of the things you know now as adults because it was repeated over and over and over. You can't just keep them one time. You have to remind them. You have to make sure that the values are clearly and carefully communicated. Not just in words, but in actions. You have to live it. They pay no attention so much to what you are saying, but to what you doing. Because what you're doing is more important. So now hide and go do something because they're not seeing, they're going to know.
It is really difficult in this time to raise a child.
It is.
Very difficult.
It is.
However, remember that some of us are single parents. And sometimes we have to let the children run on, because we can't afford to let them run splash the gate here. We let them see nearby. So they're influenced by people who are around them.
That's the reality. So the time that you are with them, in the night, the days when you don't go to work, and when you have bathed everything still young, that's when you pass it on. When you, so when you still have to find it time. Because if you don't, somebody else will. You have to. So if it is when you're making the breakfast, you're telling them, if it is when you're bathing them, if it is when you're walking them over to the auntie, whenever, if it is on a Sunday, you have to find the time because there is no excuse. There is no other option, no backup plan, no plan B, no second plan. Parents. We have more? What time is it?
15, 17.
Somebody still writing?
Yes.
No se quedan con el recording.
I can't remember.
Is you want us along? You come late, yes, just skip the video and you will come back to the video. Just remember where this video is. Now, we talk about communicating, and some people think that once they are talking, communication is happening. And then they talk, and that's it. Some people treat communication like prayer. When they go to pray, then just tell God what they want.
Okay.
Bam, 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 and get up. Prayer is talking to God.
Yes.
So you have to listen to them. They just say what they want this, they want that, they want, amen. And then God look for it.
When you listen to that,
But if you don't listen, let me listen. If you don't listen, you don't hear. And you don't hear only with them ears, you hear with your heart. So communicating is not just talking to tell people what we think or giving the children instructions. And most important aspect of communicating is listening.
Some of us lack that.
Yes. And listening is not the same as hearing. Now me hearing the thunder.
Listen to hear so that you're able to answer, but not to understand what you're actually saying.
Every car that passes me here, but we're not listening to it. Everything that is said over there outside in the market, I heard by accident, but I'm not listening. So I couldn't repeat with any sense what was said. That's hearing. Listening now is a deliberate act. I devote myself now to hear what you're saying, to listen to you without you to hear and understand and respond. As parents, that's how we have to take the children. So we ask them how was the day, what they get from homework, but we're still cooking, we're still talking on the phone, we're still texting, we're still watching TV, and they are there telling us. Are we hearing nothing? Yes. And then now, the message that they are getting is that they are unimportant. What they have to say is not important. They're not listening to me. He's not listening to me. I might as well not talk to him. You have to listen with your entire body. Your entire body, your eyes, your ears, your facial expression, the way you sit, the way you stand, everything about you must show the person that you are listening. Or the worst things that can happen if you went to the bank or some other place and the teller or the person who is serving is talking to somebody else. And everything you say 2 times. Or you're talking and the person is looking over you, you don't know if you're focusing on you. The children feel the same way.
That's a level of disrespect because I'm speaking to you and you're ignoring me. You're not acknowledging me that for a second to listen to hear what I'm saying.
And they are not talking to you like when you're talking to you on your attention. Boy, I'm talking to you, look at me. And yet, we don't look at them because we're here. So find the time, because listening is by itself an activity. Communication is an activity. Have to find the time. Mark you, some things you can call about multitask. If it is telling you something simple, you can listen while you're cooking. So when you're coming, you're real talking life and focusing on values. You want to sit down with time. You want to devote that time to that activity. Because in something you're also training them how to be a good communicator. Because they can go to school and then kicking something on the ground while they're talking to people. They can go to court and you're talking to the judge and you're doing something else. It's training. So it's a deliberate attempt to listen to hear, without you to understand and to make a response. Next slide. Anybody have thoughts for your children? So you follow the right time. That's a form of boundary. You tell them to turn it off. That's a form of boundary. You tell them when to go to bed. That's a form of boundary. You tell them you take a device. That's a form of boundary. You tell them who they can be friends with. That's a form of boundary. Now, children must have boundaries. You can't grow them like Lego bees. Have to have boundaries because it's a human being. We're growing. Boundaries are guidelines that help to develop suitable behaviors and responsibilities. Now, why do we want them? Why do we set boundaries? To make them be obedient, instill discipline, and sometimes it's what people say, boundaries help the youngsters to develop self-control. Remember now that they are young. They are young, and the younger they have no inhibition. Anything that comes to their mind, they might say, or they might do it. Tomorrow. They might want to go out with everybody, then see them play with. But if you set boundaries, it helps them to create and develop self-control, because the hope is that when you are not there to impose those boundaries, they can obey them and control themselves. That is why communicating to them is important. Explaining why the boundaries aren't there, the benefit of the boundaries is what is going to help them exercise self-control. If you have a boundary that says things are going to pay at next time, it can help the parents to look at an exam. But when the children want to bed, that's when you get to do another thing. Right? When help parents to look at themselves and to attend to other family members or family teachers. You can't do that effectively if you are at the same time dealing with children. The boundaries that set depends on the setting. We include the age of the child, the family setup, the family setup, because and the needs of the family. One person helps the boundaries. Partner will be very different from that same person's boundary that time. That depends on the world. You want to get and to hear. For that experience, child relationship. A parent may ask a child never to enter the bedroom without knocking. That is going to help the child when they go to school, they can look back into the principal's office. When they go to work, they can look back into your boss's office. Not wait for the end, acknowledge when they come. If you don't have that goal, it can be disastrous. I want to tell you that that's not that as a hungry, there's a big privacy. But you have to be prepared to take that person to the child. So the child is in their room, you cannot start him. That's what you want to teach the child respect. So the child knocks on your door, you knock on the child door. And the child might ask you not to read their text messages. Don't read. Going to reject any boundary that the child set, you have to explain to them. As we talk about boundaries, what we are dealing, what we want to achieve, we don't want to create resentment between ourselves and the children. It's not a booty of robbery, it's a family, right? So we don't want the children to think that we are at war between parents and children. And when parents come in home, they display and they start to be nice. Whatever, because they do whatever. It's a relation, it's a family, it's a team. So that is why communication is important. So if there is no proper communication, when you try to set boundaries, you're going to end up with resentment. The children going to dislike you and dislike you. And they will feel only when you are here. That's the worst thing that we have. If they only obey because when you are present, you are in trouble. If they don't break the rules when you are here, because when you know what they are capable of doing, you know if you need to change the rule, or you know if you need to change the punishment. Right? So don't end up in a situation where in front of dog and it's a dog. Because they're going to cope with that and find it hard to break out of that when they go. So when you're setting boundaries, you must be trustworthy. That's where we talk about values. One of your values must be trustworthiness. When you're setting boundaries, your child or your children must be able to count on you. You can't fail to back up your words with your actions. So even if you threaten them, say, boy, if you do this, we're going to beat you. And then do it, you better beat them. Yes. Yes. Because if you don't, they can't trust your words. And it means that they can do it other things because they're not going to beat them. If you say to them, if you do not good work in school, I'm going to reward you. And then do the good work, you get to reward them. Because if you don't keep your words, they're going to think you're not trustworthy. And they will not be encouraged to do good work again. So in making boundaries, you must be trustworthy. If you're not trustworthy, the discipline that you set and the boundaries that you create is empty. It's nothing. What do you do? Are you like a army commander who has nobody following him? Trustworthiness. So the first rule in setting boundaries is trustworthiness. The second one is, don't change it yet. The second one, less is more. So don't change 100 rules. For speed, just write the main point. You don't need to write the paragraph. Write the main point because we're going to send it and we're going to recap. We're going to come next time. Right, just write the main point. So here, just write be precise. And you read the rest. Maybe you want to shorthand something on the rest. Be precise. We want to word that was less is more. Right, which means you don't give them 5,000 rules. Be precise. When you're making your rules, don't miscommunicate it. Some people make the rules so convoluted, nobody can keep it.
So true.
You make the rules so that the child has no choice but to break it. Cannot be kept. Be precise. Miscommunication is not the way to make positive environment to create it or establish it. Communication, as we been saying, must be effective. I do not want you to do this because if you do this, this is what will be the result. Full stop. Ask them to repeat it if you need it, depending on the age, of course. Ask them what they think about it, if they understand the result of doing this or doing that. Yes. You have to try to get them to understand why you are putting that boundary in place. If they don't understand it, it makes no sense to them. Next, number 4. Remember just writing the main point, which is this. Have a family meeting. When you're setting the boundary, you cannot bring boundaries. Say, all right, I am the chief here, and this is the law. Involve them in it. Because when they are a part of making the boundary, they own it. Even at school, when they set these rules for school, whether uniform, hairstyle, haircut, or whatever, the children must be involved. Involve them in the making of the rule. That's the surest way to get them to obey it. In fact, they start to police it. They can just make rules. Jamaicans are innately rebellious because we come out of the plantation where the rules were made to keep us on the plantation. And because we are human beings, we rebel. That's how the nation was formed. The Moran Day Rebellion and the Christmas Rebellion. As the independence came, as the slavery ended. Rebellion, being rebellious is a part of our identity. The children have it. Yes. We're going to push back against anything we think is oppressive. And if the children think our rules and boundaries are oppressive, they're going to push back. Right? So involve them. Involve them in it, because when they are involved, they will own it. They will follow it. They'll obey it. Next one. Oh, draw contract. Draw contract. Are you gonna have it? Go pen and paper and computer, whatever. Talk about it. All right. This is the contract. This is the rule. If you do this, this is the consequence. If you do good, reward. If you do poorly, do bad, punishment. That's the contract. Right? And we have drawn the contract. If you want to write it on a piece of paper and put it on the fridge, everybody going on the fridge. So every time they're going into the fridge, they see it. If you put it on the bathroom door or put it on the TV remote, put it where the modem is, every time in the Bible, you to write on the doorpost and the lintel. Every time you go out and come in, you see. That was the intention. So you must be somewhere where they see and you repeat it. If you're not going to paste stuff on the wall because it doesn't mess up or it doesn't tear off, you repeat it daily. Like when you say the Lord's Prayer, or the Lord is my shepherd, or whatever else you say. Yes. But let's see it as a pre-table. Construct a WhatsApp message and send it to them every day. They read it. Right? So you post the message, post the thing. Recognize appropriate behavior. No, you can't be setting boundaries that say if you do this, you're going to get punishment, and all they get is punishment. And when they do something good, there's nothing to get. Then there's going to be no motivation there, no enticement, no inducement to do good things. So if we're going to punish bad behavior, we must equally reward good behavior. Some of you have plenty of money, you probably want to carry them to Miami for good behavior, to Disneyland or to Devon House, or you might want to give them a little extra time on the tablet, or an extra piece of chicken, or extra lunch money, or whatever it is, or the phone they've been dying for, or a credit on the phone.
Funny enough, it's the behavior that gives most attention that the child
Yes.
there's no bad and no consequence. So
You listen.
our reaction towards it, then that's what it's going to continue.
Excellent. It is the behavior that you focus on most that the child repeat more. Because the child's behavior is the child's way of getting your attention. Now, if you only give the child attention because he does something bad, psychologically the child is going to do it because the child wants the attention. So if attention you want, you give it. So you give the attention to the positive behavior that will motivate the child to repeat that behavior. Excellent point. Thank you. We have number 9 and number 10. No, this is important. Mothers, especially look at person. Never undermine the other parent. Listen, even if you and the other parent left, if you're not in a relationship anymore, you are still the child's parent. Even if the other parent is not pulling his or her weight, it does not change the fact that you are still co-parent. You can't undermine the rule that the other parent sets. You can't back off the other parent in the present because of the child parents. You can't undo that. Even if you were wishing that it was somebody else, or the father or the mother, it already happened.
Yeah.
Those conversations you have with the parent. So if one parent sets one rule, and you decide to this parent about that, and so see if you can change it or refine the rule. But don't undermine the other parent because you're going to confuse the child. The child is going to be confused. Number 10 says, number 10, go back up. Employ natural consequences when possible. So if you ask the child to sweep the veranda, and he not sweep it, not go beat it. Let him sweep the whole yard. Right? That's natural. It follows natural. He didn't do this alright with the whole thing. You have to wash plate today, you didn't wash it, then wash it for the whole meal. Yes. Not beat them, not telling them work this or them this or them that. Or them bad, or them just something natural. It does two things. It teaches them something and it takes money work out you. Natural consequences. You tell them to come in at 8 o'clock and they come in at 11. All right, for the rest of the week, come in at 6. Natural consequences. It gives them time to think and to process and to evaluate their actions. The fact that families come in different forms and different shapes, that parents parent in different ways, that the parenting style can be rewarding or detrimental, that parents need to communicate positive attitude and values to their children, that attitudes are behaviors displayed based on our values, that values are the things that are most important to us, that effective listening is important for effective communication, and that it is important for parents to set boundaries. Did we talk about those? Did we talk about those?
Next one again.
No. Next time we meet,